Hello adventurers, and today we're going to try and play one of these bookmarks I designed. Now when I designed these bookmarks, I designed them to be standalone, so this is your dungeon, this is all the text you need for the dungeon. But if you wanted to play them like with here's a bead for your boss and here's a bead for your character, how's that going to work? So it became quite apparent the easiest way to play it would be the face of one card and the text from the other, or vice versa. Anyway, I have made a massive one purely for this video, so hopefully you can see what's going on. So as I said, we're going to have our boss in this big room, and we're going to have our character starting on the stairs of the dungeon of the Goblin occupation. And maybe in Micro Chapbook RPG, when you kill the boss, if you kill the boss, you leave the dungeon. You don't have to backtrack all the way out. Whenever you ever seen Indiana Jones or anyone backtrack the way out of a dungeon, they don't, do they? They miraculously leave. But I have put these two other rooms. You can use them however you like, but I thought maybe they're like push your luck rooms. If you killed the boss, you still got a bit of health. You might want to go for more gold or more XP if you think that's available. Now we're going to go for a level 0 character, which is a hard life in Micro Chapbook, let me tell you. So we're going to have level 0. You make a bravery check every single round of combat. So we're going to have a charisma of 3. We're going to have wits of 1, that could come back and bite us in the bum. And we're going to have a dexterity of 1, that could also come back and bite us in the bum. And we're going to have a strength of 2. I put that in pencil because I am going to change that. So as a level 0 character, you get 7 points to spend with a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 4 at this stage. That can change through modifiers. We're going to have orc. If we had human, what am I doing? If we had human, we could put +1 on any one of them stats we wanted. But orcs are +1 on strength. So that's now a 3, which was the only reason I put it as a 2 as a first place, because I knew I was going to get 3. Class fighter, because you know, what's your orc going to be? A bard. Orcs die young, mostly. We'll have a male orc. What would you call an orc? Brock. That's an orcish name. Brock. Brock. Right. So he's an orc. We need to see how much gold he's got. 2d6. Please, please, please. 7. That is pretty rubbish. That is actually pretty rubbish. I've done this earlier and I rolled 2 6s, but I'm not cheating. We're going to go with 6. 7, sorry. What? Oh no, plus charisma. You get plus charisma. You get 2d6 plus your charisma. So that is actually 10. I said it was rubbish because I wanted a dirty great battle axe because I'm an orc. So an orc should really have a great axe or a great sword. So if I go for the great axe, I'm throwing away everything else nearly. Because we've got, what did we say? We've got 10 gold. 10 gold, 0 XP. You get damage modifier of 0 at level 0. I'm going to go... I wouldn't mind a sling though, just in case we roll a 1 on dexterity and actually just get to do some bonus damage. No, I'm going to go out and out melee. I'm going to do it. Could be silly, but we're going to do it. We're going to have a great axe. We're going to have nothing on ranged. You may wonder why I'm using pen for everything. That's because these big character sheets, I only do them for the videos. I normally work much smaller than this. 1d8. That gives us 2 2 gold. 2 gold to spend. I mean, what on earth are you going to spend 2 gold on? Armour doesn't actually reduce any damage in micro RPG. It just gets you to add on your health or your will. I mean, I'm sure a great battle axe is a double-handed weapon, so I'm not going to be able to use a shield. An orc could have a cloak for +6 will. Yeah, let's have a cloak. I'm not going to mess around. I want to get on. +6 will. That's all our money gone. And rub the 1 out. Okay. So we have, the way this works is our health, our maximum health is strength plus dexterity plus 20. So that's 24. You can do +30 or +40 or plus whatever you want. It's your game, you do what you want. But we're going for the full grimdark, die in the first room experience. So our willpower is our wits and our charisma +20, which is 24, plus our cloak give us +6, so we're 30. Now what you can get on the micro chapbook from Drive-Thru RPG is these lovely discs for monster health and character willpower, and there's 6 of them altogether. I've got 7, so I've got one that's not laminated that I practiced with. They're lovely. They're great when you play on your own. Saves a lot of pen and paper business. But I think what worked really well for us last time was the 2 dice technique. So we've got 30 using blue dice for willpower, and we're using red dice. I always use red for health because red is hearts, so it's easy to remember which is which. Okay, you can see them on camera, I think, so that's better for that purpose. A talent. I'm going to give us a talent, because last time, if we had a mob, say we had 3 mobs and they had 4 health each, I would put down 12 health, and we would roll damage, and we'd try and whittle away them 12 health in one pool of health, rather than killing 1 mob at a time. So what we're going to do this time is we're going to try and do it so the mobs are individual, they have their own health. We kill 1 mob at a time. But what we're going to give ourselves, we're going to give ourselves a talent called Sweeping Edge. So if we roll a 1 on melee, the damage carries over to the next enemy. So that gives us sort of the best of both worlds. Well, not really the best of both worlds. We're going to be on the receiving end. We're going to be in pain and misery most of the time. But we've got a chance of doing extra damage. So there's a character sheet. You don't normally get a talent. I just give myself a talent. There are talents in other books. I haven't got many of the books yet. I am collecting them, but there are talents. But that's one with... That talent may already exist in one of the books with a different name, but we're using it as Sweep and Edge. Right, so let's go. So we're going for this door. We have the benefit of knowing our way around the dungeon, but we have no benefits for this character. This is hard. I'll be very surprised if we get to the boss. But we do know our way around the dungeon because someone in a tavern has clearly given us a map. So what sort of door have we got? Of course, it's trapped. A D3 rolling a D6 is 1 and 2 is 1. 3 and 4 is 2. 5 and 6 is 3. So we roll for wits, which we've got to get a 1, which we did not do. So we take D3 damage and move through anyway. So we take 3 physical damage. We're off to a good start. We took 3 damage and we're in this room. So we now need to see what sort of room it is. 2. It's got a low ceiling, so we get +1 on ranged attacks. That makes no difference to us at all. We need to see what sort of mobs are in the room. 2. That is a cock die, but I'll call it a 2. That's near enough for us. So we've got goblin swordsmiths. And how many of them is there? There is a Max. This is obviously 1, 2, and 3. I haven't labelled them as 1, 2, and 3 because we're quite limited space for the mob stats. There's a maximum of 5 of them. We've got 1. So we don't get to use our sweeping edge. He has life of 6. He has a dice modifier of 0. Right, so let's start. So we roll for bravery. 2. We pass our charisma is for bravery. We've passed that check. So we actually get, well, we're already on maximum. We would have got 1 back if we had took any damage. So we now roll for dexterity. 6, that's a fail, but it doesn't matter. So we now roll proficiency. We roll 2 dice for strength. We got a pass, so we get to roll for damage, and that is our D8, which is here. And we do 8. So he's dead. So let's roll for gold. 5 gold pieces. That was the easiest 5 gold pieces you'll ever see in this game. And XP, you get 1 XP per monster minus your level. So that's 1 XP. Happy days. I'm not going to push our luck because I want to make a video and I want to try and get that boss. So we're going straight for this door. We're going to see what sort of door it is. It's number 1. It's unlocked. So we enter freely. The type of room is a stone floor with no effect. And the mobs are the sword goblins again. Swordsmith goblins. Oh yeah, all these monsters in the book, in this book, will have attributes. And them attributes will help them, not you. Get this book. Very good book. Right, got that out of the way. We're not playing with attributes. We're playing the bookmark as written with a level 0 character. So it's probably going to be hard enough as it is. How many of them? 1 again. This is... I don't normally get this sort of luck. I normally get maximum numbers of the worst kinds of mobs. Okay, so we do a bravery check, which we failed miserably. So he does 1d3 damage to our willpower. So that's a 2. So we're down to 28. Dexterity check for the ranged attack, which we fail, but has no relevance to us. That is our strength check with proficiency, and we still failed it. So we now take physical damage, and he does 1d4 physical damage to us. And that's a +4. That's maximum. He's hit us as hard as he can. So we're down to 17 hit points already. So bravery check. You do a bravery check every single round of combat. We failed. 1d3 of willpower damage. 1. Takes us down to 27. Dexterity check for ranged attack. We failed, but it doesn't matter. If we're attacking a monster that has a ranged attack and you fail your dexterity attack, the chances are you will take damage. Double 1 on our melee attack. So we got a sweeping edge. We don't need it because we've only got 1 mob. Let's hope for a big roll. 1. Oh, that was massive. Oh, and we got double 1. We should really get something for that, but we haven't given ourselves anything, so we're not going to take anything. Bravery. Cock die, but that's good enough. Dexterity, fail, but doesn't matter. Strength, 1. We get our sweeping edge again. That is irrelevant, so we've only got 1 mob. 8. So he's dead. Gold, 6. If you roll a 6, you don't get 6 gold pieces. You get to roll on this table and get an item. So let's roll on that table and get an item. 2. We get ale, which is 1d3 will. Ale. 1d3 will. Yeah, like I said, I don't normally write in ink. I normally work on tiny little sheets, but this is for the video, so blah-de-blah-de-blah. So we got ale, which I've already given us. I'll write it there anyway. We get 1 XP because you get the number of monsters minus your level. Right. We're surviving a lot better than I thought we were going to, but we're still going to go straight for the boss, I think, because things could get bad quickly. We're going for that door. 3. So that is a stuck or locked door. Make a wit or a strength check. So we're going to try and pick it, or we're going to try and smash it down. Well, we're an orc. So we're going to try and smash it down, clearly. Oh, well, this die went off the board. Not that it matters, because that was a 2. So we did pass our strength check. So we smashed the door down. We're in this room. This room is, let's get rid of this dice out of view. That is a low ceiling with +1 to ranged attacks. Not our problem. Not our problem. What sort of mobs? 1. So a Goblin Spear Guard. Now, as I said, with the attributes, I think the Spear Guard has a ranged attack. So if you fail a dexterity roll, you would take damage, but we're not playing with the attributes. But I just thought I'd mention it, get the book. How many have we got? There's a maximum of 6. Let's have a few. 4. So we can show sweep and edge. So they've got 5 life each. So we're going to have each one of these as an individual mob. Right, and dice modifier of -1, so that should be much easier for us to hit them. So I've played through this before and I've been nearly dead in the first room. I'll tell you this, the dice have got to be on your side when you're level 0, and that's as simple as that. So we've failed. No, because we've got a dice modifier of -1, so that's technically a 3. So we've passed the bravery check, so we get a point back. Dexterity we failed, but it has no relevance. That is a good enough, and so is that with a -1 modifier, but no sweep and edge. We need to get a 1 to get sweep and edge. So we get 2, so sweep and edge wouldn't have done anything anyway. Okay, so we start again. Bravery check, which is dexterity, which is charisma. We passed, so we get a point back. Dexterity, we failed miserably. Like I said, we would have took damage if we were playing from the full rule book, but we're playing from this bookmark. Both of them are good enough because of the -1. No sweep and edge, not that mattered anyway, because we got exactly enough points to wipe out 1 mob. Bravery check, which we pass, so we're back to maximum 30. Dexterity, fail. That's completely cocked, so I'll roll it again, give the mobs a chance. So we've failed. Even with -1, that would be a pair of 4s. So we're now going to take health damage of 1d3. Maximum, we took 3. Good to see the spear goblins get a little stabby in. Right, 6. That's an epic fail on the bravery check. So what kind of damage are they doing? They're doing a 1d2. So when I do a 1d2, some people do 1, 2 and 3 as 1, 4, 5 and 6 as 2. I do odd numbers are 1, even numbers are 2. That way you can use any dice you got. Odd numbers are 1. So we take 1 willpower damage. Yeah, I prefer odd and even because, as I said, you can use any dice. Whatever dice is in your hand doesn't matter. You've just got a 1 and 2. Right, dexterity. Fail. Obviously, we're rolling 2 dice because we've got proficiency. I'll probably have explained it, but I'll try and explain things more than once. That way everyone knows what's going on. No sweep and edge. Wouldn't have mattered anyway because we didn't get enough points to use sweep and edge. Bravery check. We passed. So we're back up to 30. Like I said, these are excellent, these dials, but I didn't know if you'd be able to see them on camera, so we're gone with the dice, but these save you a lot of messing around with pen and paper. Okay, so that was the bravery check. Dexterity, we failed, but it has no relevance to us. We passed a melee attack. 6 with sweep and edge. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that sweep and edge there got us to kill 2 mobs. Normally we'd only got the 1. And I know we got a 2 on our melee check, and the -1 took it down to 1, but it has to be a natural 1. Yeah, so we didn't get sweep and edge. Fool. This goblin spearman is still full of health. We did only get 1 point off the 6. I'm trying my hardest not to make mistakes, but it is difficult when you're doing YouTube because your brain is trying to do a lot of things at once. Play the game, commentate, and do the admin for the video. No excuses. We'll try not to make too many mistakes. Bravery check. We passed it. We're on maximum willpower, so we're good. Dexterity. Well, that is a pass, but we don't have a weapon. That is a pass because that's -1 and strength is 3, so we do get to attack for 2. Back to the bravery, which we passed because we got -1. Dexterity, we got a guaranteed pass, but we don't have a ranged weapon. Right, that is a fail. Doesn't matter, we take -1 off that, still does not make 3. So these guys do a D3 of physical damage. 1. Takes us down to 13. We don't have a huge amount of health, not physical health, and we don't have anything to bring us back up, which is not great, because this battle isn't over, and we've got the boss in the next room if we get that far. 2. Something I forgot and I've not been using, I never do and I always forget, is you can use willpower to re-roll any dice in the game. That could have saved us some pain and misery, and that might do as yet. So we passed the bravery. Dexterity we super passed. And both them 4s are good enough with a -1 dice modifier that we get here. So we get to roll for violence. We tickle his ear. And he liked it. Bravery. Epic fail. So we get to roll the D2. Remember, odd is 1, even is 2. So, not 38, was a bit 28. Come on. Dexterity. Fail, doesn't matter. Double 6. That's a big fail. We don't have any penalties for big fails, same as we don't have any penalties pluses for big wins. So we are, what's he doing? A D3, isn't he? Yeah. D3 of damage, 3. That's fair enough. That is fair enough. Big hit. We could have re-rolled that, but we didn't. I must remember that bonus. +1, so we get 1 back. That's our bravery check, obviously. Sorry. Dexterity check, fail. Another fail on the health check. I'm going to use 1 willpower to re-roll them. I don't know if that'll allow me to re-roll both the dice, so I'm not going to cheat. I'm going to re-roll 1. And that's still a fail. You can continue with your re-rolls. I have checked the rules. 5. Come on then. This doesn't want me to... I paid for another re-roll. 4. That's good enough. Now I can try and do some damage. 7. And I do not have sweep and edge, so that just takes him out. Right. I think that's a good use of our willpower. Bravery check, we pass, so we get 1 of these back. Dexterity, we fail. Melee, we pass. Something bigger than 5. 6 is bigger than 5. Let's roll for gold. 5 gold pieces. And you get as many mobs as there are minus your level XP, so that's 4. We are level 0. Right, so we're heading straight. I know it seems a bit cheaty, but we got a map. We know where we're going. We're trying to get to the mob with taking the boss with the minimum amount of damage. So we're now going to roll to see what this door is. It is an open door. Hello. Hello, Goblin Necromancer. What sort of room are you in? You're in a low ceiling, +1 to ranged attacks. Well, that's not an issue to us. You have 20 health. You have a +1 dice modifier, which I will forget. I forget. Don't let me forget. Right, let's go. Bravery. 2. With a +1 modifier, we still survive. These willpower points could become very important in this battle. Dexterity attack. We didn't pass it, but it doesn't matter. Okay. 2 2s. With a +1, they're still good enough. So we get to roll our D8. We hit him for 5. That is a good start. Are we still brave? We're an orc. We're an orc. We're not scared of no Goblin Executioner, and we are not scared of the Goblin Executioner. Necromancer, sorry. Not the Executioner. He's the third. This is the boss. We're not scared of him at all. Good job we ain't got a ranged weapon. We got a 1. We get sweeping edge. Makes no difference at all because there's only one mob. 4. That's a 50% of what we could have got. That's good enough. Bravery. Our orc is brave. He's so brave he's took himself back up to maximum willpower. Dexterity. Doesn't matter. We're not dexterous. We don't bother with none of that nonsense. Right, we're now going to take a hit from the orc, from the necromancer. He's going to hit us with a D6. 3. Yeah, we'll take it. We could have re-rolled it and we should have re-rolled it, but we didn't, so I've got to take that punishment. I think we were on 10, weren't we? Should have re-rolled that. I'm going to be re-rolling everything now, brother. Right. Bravery. We failed it. We'll take that 1d4 hit in our willpower, and that was only 1. So that was all right. I'm happy to take that. I think we've got enough willpower to get us through this battle. Ranged attack check, failed. Cock die. Oh, we failed anyway. So we're gonna re-roll. Well, I'm gonna re-roll one of them because that's what I think I can do. Mind you, I can re-roll as many times as I want. That also says that in the rules. 5, yeah, I'm gonna re-roll it again. We're going to just hope that this willpower is going to get us through this battle. That's good enough. I think it will, actually. That's something I forget to use. I forget that you can spend willpower to re-roll. Charisma. We'll take the willpower hit of 1d4 for the bravery fail. Taking us down to 20. Oh, even though we're using that. Ranged fail. Right, we are going to pay to re-roll one of them dice. And we will keep re-rolling them dice because we cannot afford to take a big hit. 2, that is good enough. So we can roll to attack. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not sure about how thematic this willpower, using willpower to re-roll is, but I've never used it before, so I'm going to today. Bravery check, we have passed, so we get one of these back. Dexterity, failed, don't care. 2 is good enough. 5 kills an orc. Right, he's dead. Let's see what's in the room. 2 gold pieces. And I believe that we get the life points of the boss minus our level. So we get 20 XP. And I'm sure I read somewhere in the book that when you finish a dungeon, I can't remember. I thought I read somewhere that when you finish a dungeon, you get 1 gold for each room you cleared, and running away, the boss, willpower, repeat, treasure, blah, experience, backtrack, and death. I'm not sure. You can check yourself. But by this Goblin, we have got 5, 10. Got a huge 12 gold pieces. My equipment is really cheap in this game. 1, 2, 6, 26 XP. And we have defeated this dungeon. I can tell you, I have already recorded this once before, and I did not defeat the dungeon. And I started off with rolled a double 6 on the gold, so I had 15 gold pieces to start with, so I had some good equipment. And I'm not re-recording it because I died. Dying doesn't bother me at all. I'm quite happy for total party kills in Dungeons and Dragons, however that goes. Losing is fun. Some of the best stories come from losing. But I did make a lot of mistakes in that video. That's the only reason I recorded it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy your bookmarks. And I hope you might have learned something from this video if you've not played before. And I'll try and remember to put links in the description to the Facebook group, because I've only posted this in the Micro Chapbook RPG Facebook group because this is fan content for fans, and that is the only place that I ask permission to post it from Noah, the author of this book. So I'll put the link to the Facebook group and anything else I can think of in the description. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.